In this video, I'm going to show you guys a basic stance mix-up with Chun-Li that leads into a overhead or a low meaty. And also I'm going to show you a very hard version which also adds the option of throwing the enemy and blocking as well. So let's get into it. So anytime Chun-Li ends one of her combos into heavy tensho kicks, if you do a stance into heavy punch, you're going to get a meaty overhead. And for the low option, you basically whiff jab into stance medium kick. And preferably, you want to set the enemy to mash a fast button on reversal so you can practice this. And that'll be like the basic premise behind it. And once the enemy starts respecting whiff jab and they think you go for the low option, that's when you can introduce back to the overhead, and that'll be like the basic idea behind this mix-up. This was the original idea for the video, but I found something way better because the option that I just showed you guys is very weak to reversals. So basically both of these options are gonna lose to EX reversal, and you're pretty much committed to doing it because you're basically mid stance, so you have no option of blocking, and it's not that ambiguous that you're gonna go for one of the two. But you do have the option of whiffing jab and blocking there as well. But because that mix-up is way too high committal, I also found a version which is way harder to do, by the way, but I don't think anybody's using it yet, which gives you the option to block the reversal if the enemy attempts it, or do a throw as well, in addition to doing a overhead or low. So I'm gonna have to slow down for this one because it's really hard, and I'm gonna explain how to do it. All right, so this is where the hard execution comes into play. I'm going to show you what you need to be able to do to get the mix-up properly. So basically you need to be able to do stance into stance as fast as possible, or close to as fast as possible. And if you didn't know, the cancel out animation of the stance can be canceled into a button early, and this is what you need to be able to do to get the mix-up. And why this is very powerful is because stance out looks very much like you're trying to go for an overhead, and you can go for a low instead, or you could go for a throw as well. So if you didn't know it, Chun-Li can cancel the recovery animation of her stance out before it ends, and that is the basic idea that you need for the mix-up. Alright, so now I'm going to show you what this looks like in practice. So thankfully the first half looks literally the same. So any combo that ends into tensho kicks, you can do stance into overhead. And for this, it literally stays the same. So that part you do not have to worry about. What you have to practice though is going for the low or block or throws. So basically after doing tensho kicks, you do stance into stance. And if you do it perfectly, you should arrive at 0 frames. And you would think the enemy can mash on this and you would trade, but actually because you can cancel the recovery animation off her stance out, you're actually plus when you press a button. So let me show you what that looks like in practice. As you can see, that was a low option. And you can go for a combo there or whatever, that doesn't matter that much. You can also go for a throw there. Sorry, I messed up. As you can see, it's a meaty throw as well. So you can select between low, meaty throws, overheads, or blocking. So let me show you just the blocking part as well. So if we go stance into stance, you can block the DP. And that'll be it, basically. So all you need to practice is stance into early button before it recovers. There you go. Very simple low version. Into a heavy combo. And that'll be it for this video. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below, especially about this tech, and I'll try to answer it as best as I can. And I'll see you in the next one. So peace.